Hello everyone, I'm here to talk a little bit about my 6-month Sisterhood program, and the reason I thought it was interesting to come and talk about this is because I've had a lot of people inquiring about it. So I wanted to give you a nice detailed video so that you can get a little bit of an idea what it's about and see if it's right for you. So if you're someone who suffers from dysregulation, unable to handle your emotions, if you're someone who feels lost, who struggles to communicate, someone who feels like they are constantly getting triggered, struggle to set boundaries, unable to protect their energy, really struggle with self-love. These are just some of the topics that we kind of cover in this program. And it's really amazing to see because the results that I've seen in the women that have come and worked with me have blown my mind. I just come up with this idea as I was going on this journey myself, as I do not teach anything that I haven't actually done. So a big part of this is the self-development world has been a big part of my transformation. So to be able to share it with you from a place of pure understanding, because I've been there, and I haven't been in your situation specifically, but I have found some strategies and tools that really, really work, and it has been extremely life-changing. And I love the Sisterhood program because not only are we doing the self-development work, we're taking the self-responsibility to take on the things that we want to change and transmute all the pain and suffering into this beautiful bliss life that we are all destined to have if we know how to manage what we have already built up in our nervous system. And that's what it is. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to our nervous system has been through lots and lots and lots of different experiences, lots of traumatic experiences, lots of different social conditioning, parent upbringings, maybe siblings you had, schooling that you had. There's so many things that affect the way we are, the way we respond, the way we think, the way we feel. And so to be able to have the kind of awareness to see what effect it's having on your life, to be able to take that responsibility to then work through that in a way that's so supported and held. Because in my program I also add the Psych K, and the Psych K, this is the first group that I've done Psych K as well, and I'm just seeing insane shifts, you know. It's not gonna necessarily be a magic pill and everything's gonna be fixed. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but you get to be supported in that. You get to be aware of what sort of things you can do. You get to build strategies, and you get to unlock what's already inside of you. You know, we all have the ability to emotionally regulate. We all have the ability to have healthy communication and relationships, and deep connection. We all have the ability to be on our soul's purpose. And sometimes we get blocked by pain, trauma, fear, social cues, social expectations, family life. There's so much that holds us back. So the thing that I love is you are nurtured, you are held as you are, right? Come as you are. There is no judgment. There is no expectation, right? We're not even going to put expectations on this. You just come as you are and just see what it's like to try a few different strategies, to try and be vulnerable, to try and understand what's even happening. For some people, just knowing that, oh wait, I'm not crazy, my nervous system is out of whack, can be quite healing in itself, because we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be this perfect human being, which isn't able to happen when you are carrying around so many layers of pain, guilt and shame. And so the thing that I love is I watch people grow and evolve and build confidence. I've watched people build new relationships, lose relationships, step into things that are just way more in alignment with the kind of person they want to be, standing up for themselves, being able to say no to things that they've always wanted to say no to but couldn't find the heart to do it, or had the understanding to know the benefits of even doing such a thing. And it's just an absolutely beautiful group. And I like the in-person stuff. I've done a lot of Zoom stuff and I love the Zoom stuff too. There's a lot of value in that. But there's something about being in each other's essence. There's something about being physically in someone's energy, and setting up the space. You know, like I make sure that the container that we're in is extremely safe and protected, and everything that I can put into it to make sure that it has the most potency for everyone involved, because everyone comes in the door with a different energy. You know, you might have had a stressful day at work, you might have just got a really freaky text message that your brain's overanalyzing, you may have had to rustle around with the kids, you may have just had a big breakup. People are coming in with all kinds of things. So to be able to walk into a space and just automatically feel held, to automatically feel like you're okay to be you, how you are, no matter what. And to have that is just, that in itself is quite powerful. But then we sit in group, and I like to do things a bit differently. I'm not talking at you all the time. I obviously share insights. We talk a little deeper into specific topics, whether it's triggers, whether it's boundaries, whether it's loving yourself more, whether it's healthy communications, whatever it ends up being. we sit, we talk about that, we write some things down so that you have something to take home, so that you have something to reflect on that came from your own thoughts, from your own inner essence. Okay, I'm not just giving you a book and making you read it or talking at you. This is about unlocking what's inside you. So we sit in group, we nut this stuff out, we have deep conversations, sometimes we'll do drum journeys or meditation. There's a lot of tools I can pull from, and a lot of it's very intuitive. I have a plan, but it's very intuitive, and I'm happy to go off the plan. I'm happy to be flexible with what people need. So this is why when people are looking at doing my group, not everyone gets in, and it's nothing against that person. I want to make sure they feel also safe in the group, and if they don't fit into that kind of the women that have signed up, for example, like if I've signed a few people up and then I can feel the energy, right? I will create another group. You know what I mean? That person won't miss out. It's just I am very, very much making sure that the groups come together in a way that's going to really support their healing journey, really support everything that they're trying to achieve. Even if I have to work one-on-one with some people because they're not quite ready for a group, that's fine too. So, but the group stuff I love because one, it's a small group, because I know sometimes big group stuff can be quite intimidating. A lot of us came out of different scenarios, or COVID, for example, really socially anxious and really unable to sit in a group. Some of us have trauma around women, sitting in a group of women. I've actually had lots of women come in and say, I don't like women. I don't get along with a lot of women. And that's even more beautiful, because you can come into this group, you're all on a similar journey, and you see the power of healthy women coming together. You see the power of women that are on a similar journey, right? Because we're drawing in toxic relationships, so we just assume everyone's toxic, right? And our nervous system doesn't know any better, and it's trying to keep us safe. So it's just like, I just don't trust, and you can just stay over there, which is just a safety mechanism for your brain to keep you safe. But the work in this group stuff is able to even unlock just that, to be able to sit in a group of women, right? And I have different levels because everyone's at a different part in their journey. There's tier 1, which is where people can come and do the beautiful 2-hour session once a month. We do focused topics, and then you can have them sort of the month to integrate that in, because even though I know I could do like 6-week program, for example, you'd only have the week to really sit with it. I think the month really gives you a lot to sort of sit with and learn and be aware. So you have the focus, for example, all right, boundaries. We're doing boundaries this month. So you can start to set healthy boundaries, see what happened, navigate the system, and just focus wholly on that for a month to really get your body in the same frequency that you want to attract. So you are mastering boundaries by the end of the month kind of thing. Not necessarily, obviously it might take a bit of time depending on your situation, but you've had a month to practice. You've had, because in the week, maybe you were so busy you never even got to experience what it's like to set a boundary, because that week just didn't happen to have that opportunity. So in a month, there is an opportunity usually for all the topics that we have to really see how that landed with you, how that felt, any sort of trials or tribulations that might have come up. So it's really amazing what you can do in just that 2-hour session. And then you're out on your own to sort of navigate that, and we come back together and we reflect and move through to the next topic. Tier 2, we have WhatsApp in between. So this means that if you're, say for example, you are trying to set that healthy boundary and you tried and you found that it's really challenging, you're like, I can't do it, or, oh, they responded like this and I didn't know what to do because I thought they would understand, but they don't. What do I do? You're not alone, right? It's like having a counselor on tap, right? You don't have to wait until the next appointment. You can send me a voice message, you can text me, and we can have that back and forth in between, so you're not alone in that month, and you have support in that month so that you can feel held, because some people don't have supports. Tier 1 is for the person who might have a really healthy partner at home, really good friends they can reflect on, maybe they're working with a counselor as well and they can see the counselor in between. So that's for the person who is held in between. Or for the person who's pretty self-aware but wants to join the group because they're curious to see what more they can pull out, but they're pretty self-aware. Tier 2 is for the person who doesn't really have the supports and might need someone to sort of back and forth with, someone healthy, someone who's going to call them out on their shit, someone who's going to reflect back things that they've said and say, hey, did you hear what you said there? I'm not sure if you heard that, because you don't, you're caught up in it. Or maybe it's just having that support, someone to listen to, and that's it. Maybe it's someone to give advice, okay? And I can be that for you. I can be your motivator, I can be your cheerleader, I can be like, all right, let's go, let's do this, rock, let's go, So it's whatever you need. And then tier 3 is the Psych K. And this is the first group that I've done with the Psych K, like I said before, has been involved. And those people seem to be growing really fast. Like, we did our 3-month check-in and everyone was able to sort of tick off everything off their list. Because the Psych K, even though I know from personal experience, because I did a lot of this journey without Psych K, you can rewire your nervous system with consistency, with awareness, and you're pushing through, right? The Psych K just makes it quicker. It just means it gets your subconscious in line with your conscious so you can just move through a little bit quicker. It doesn't mean it's not going to have its challenges. It doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. It's not going to fix it necessarily, but it is going to give you a bit of a head start. It's going to get you further forward. So I always recommend to someone who's curious to see if they want to do my Sisterhood program, or you're just watching this video, you're like, oh, that sounds interesting, I'm curious. I offer the first session Site K for donation. So you can come in and get a Site K session. One, you get to get an idea of what Site K even is, and I'll explain that, and we'll do a couple of balances or whatever we've got time for. So you can feel into if you like it, because if you don't, that's absolutely fine. You can just do the tier 2 or the tier 1. Or you might come in and go, that was really cool, I can't believe that worked, oh my gosh. And then you've just got the full package and you're like, you're in. You want the full package and you want the full transformation. So, and also, the other thing about doing the donation base for your first is to come in and see me. You might see me on camera and go, oh yeah, she seems really cool. And then you come and see me and you're like, I don't know, something feels weird. Always trust yourself. I am never ever going to be offended or upset if someone goes, oh, actually, no, I don't know if I want to do it. I don't, it doesn't feel right for me. Do not people please with me. Like, do not jeopardize your intuition. You might feel uncomfortable because it's going to stretch you and you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready. Trust that. That's okay. Maybe next time you see this and the next group happens next year, you might be ready then. Yeah. So don't ever feel bad. But at least with the donations, okay, you can come in, see what it's like, see what I'm like, because you have to feel safe with your facilitator at least to be able to heal. Because if you don't feel safe, if you don't feel comfortable, and don't get me wrong, you're going to feel a little bit uncomfortable sometimes because we're stretching you. But the kind of uncomfortable I'm talking about is like that, I don't, you just don't vibe. The people you meet them, you're like, yeah, they're not my cup of tea. That's fine. There are so many beautiful people out there doing this kind of thing in their own way. So if you're called to do something, still do something, but find the right person, because I've signed up with the wrong person because I felt bad, It's like, oh, they were really captivating and it was the end of like a really big event and they wanted you to sign up on the spot, and I was like, oh, I was all hyped up on it, and then I signed up, and then 2 weeks in I was like, oh, I hate this. This is not what I want. I don't want to be on, it was like a Zoom once a fortnight and you're in a group of like 50 other people, and it was like, it just felt so unpersonal and just wasn't what I wanted. It's not what I need. Nothing against the program, just wasn't for me. And then I felt a bit stuck. So I don't want anyone to ever feel stuck. And I also have payment plans, because I know a lot of coaches don't do this because, it's a safety thing, I get that. And a credibility, I don't know, whatever it is for them. But for me, I want to make sure it's affordable for people, because look, I'm a payment plan person. I like having things on payment plans. It makes things easy. So if I'm that kind of person, then I want to offer that to my clients. So if you want to go on a payment plan, that's a thing. But yeah, reach out, give it a go. You got nothing to lose. Because you get to meet me with the donation based, see what it's like. We'll have a little chat. You can sort of ask any questions you have in person, and just get a sense, get a feel. Do you feel good about this? Do you feel nervous? You might feel nervous, but do you feel like this is it? This is what I need. This is what I want to change my life. I've had enough of this. I'm sick of feeling sad. I'm sick of feeling lost. I'm sick of feeling like I have no control. I'm sick of crying all the time, or getting angry, or I don't have good relationships and I don't understand why. Get support from anyone. If it's me, awesome. If it's not, awesome. Trust that. But you don't have to feel stuck, right? And I've done counseling for years and years and years, and I really struggled with counseling because it just felt like a bit of a drug, actually. I would just be keen for the next fix. Oh, cool, I'll go see my counselor next week and I'll feel better. So it was like I was putting my feel good to them, and I wasn't feeling good within myself in between. And I want to get you guys to feeling good in between. I want you guys to have your own back by the time you leave the program. I just feel like a gust of wind that came through and just dusted me throat, sorry about that. And I want you to have the tools to go, all right, things aren't going so good in my life now. What can I do? Oh, Sarah gave me these tools. Let's see. This really worked for me last time I practiced it and it felt really good. Let's try. So you have the tools, you have the knowledge, you've unlocked that thing within you. There's a thing within you guys. There is a self-awareness, there is an essence inside you that is just being covered by trauma, pain, shame, guilt, conditioning. And the more we peel the onion away and get to the core of it all, the more you start to see the real you, the you that lights up, the you that has fun, the you that doesn't get held back by fear, the you that wants to launch the new thing and is going to just do it anyway, because why not, So I really want to encourage you to, I'm a big believer in self-development anyway. I am someone who's always developing themselves. And as I grow, my courses grow, my execution is better. Like, it's a beautiful thing, to just grow. And there's no end goal. It's just a journey, right? You don't have to be anywhere. right? So you are at this part of your journey. Let's just start taking some steps together. I'll hold your hand. I'll guide you through. But never you have to do it. That's the other key, right? So I'm not going to tell you what to do necessarily. I'm not going to give you that quick pill to get you through the other side, because if I was the person who was like, it's all right, I've got you, I will get you through this, and I pick you up and we go through the forest and we get to the other side, and then you get to the next forest and I'm not there, what do? You have no idea. So I walk with you. I build the strategies with you. We practice them. We do them. They're tangible. You know, you're not just thinking about it. You're not just listening to the podcast or the book and you're like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. You're doing it. You know, we're doing emotional regulations in the class. We're doing we're talking through the triggers that you've gone through and rewiring your nervous system. We're setting those boundaries actively with the support there, so that if something doesn't feel right, you've got the support. So it's a really nice, intensive kind of program where you're just supported and you get to unlock something within you that you have and gain knowledge that you may not have ever learned before. I never learned this, you know, obviously, until I did, and then here I am sharing it with you. So, and that's what it's about. The more you light the fire within you, everybody gets warm from that fire, you know? You heal so much when you heal yourself, more than you realize. So I really encourage you to consider doing anything. Like I said, it doesn't have to be me, but get out there and stop feeling like shit. It's your responsibility to decide, I've had enough, what am I gonna do? You know, and if it is listening to the book or the podcast, because that's where you are financially, beautiful, but implement it. You know, don't just listen to it and go, oh, that sounds like a good idea. Try putting it into practice, start doing the things, because that's what's gonna create real change. That's what's gonna really help you to transform and see how you handle things. How do I feel when I do this? Oh, that felt a bit weird. Oh, hang on though, I've done it a few more times and I feel really good. You know, or oh no, that's not for me. What else can I do? Let's try something else. So this is just another strategy. But I hope you have a beautiful day and thank you for listening. And yeah, I hope to hear from you. If not, you know, get out there and find someone and just get the ball rolling. Life can be so beautiful. You just have to create it. And you can. You have everything within you. But let's unlock that. All right, lovely guys. I will talk to you soon. Bye.